Christian Audio, a division of Recorded Books, presents The Christ of the Indian Road, Expanded Edition, 100th Anniversary, by E. Stanley Jones. Foreword by Leonard Sweet. Narrated by Neil Shah and Lyle Blaker. Notes from the Editors by Anne Matthews Eunice and Matthew Thatamanil Thomas. The idea of the universal Christ was the foundation for Jones's first book, The Christ of the Indian Road, 1925, which was his effort to create a more culturally inclusive vision of Christianity, in which he preached a disentangled Christ, differentiated from Western civilization and unspiritual Europeanism. Jones believed that India could have Christ without Western civilization. He made the case that Indian philosophical structures were as valid as Greco-Roman philosophy for framing and articulation of the gospel. He asserted that this Greco-Roman Western perspective would limit the capacity for Christianity to be naturalized in India. Instead, we should look to India to develop the capacity to universalize Christianity. He writes in The Christ of the Indian Road, "The religious genius of India is the richest in the world. As that genius pours itself into Christian molds, it will enrich the collective expression of Christianity. But to do that, the Indian must remain Indian. He must stand in the stream of India's culture and life, and let the force of that stream go through his soul, so that the expression of his Christianity will be essentially Eastern and not Western." Stephen Graham, a biographer of Jones, writes, "The Christ of the Indian Road was a frontal assault on the cultural prejudices of most European and American Christian missionaries in the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Jones was one of the first Western Christians to realize that in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, the Christian gospel was often betrayed by being enmeshed with the economic and political self-aggrandizement of Western nations. In so doing, Jones declared his moral and intellectual independence from Western political and religious imperialism." Jones was a careful student of Indian culture and was sensitive to the impact of his presence as a missionary. According to Graham, Jones was aware of what was going on in India, both spiritually and politically. Jones internalized and used his awareness and called for all Western Christians in India, beginning with himself, to be more sensitive to the spirit of Jesus Christ in their adopted country. Jones perhaps surprised many of his Western Christian colleagues as he recognized the presence of the Holy Spirit in the most unfamiliar places and in the most unexpected ways as he continued to discover the Christian truth in Hindu theology. The Christ of the Indian Road had a profound impact on Christian missions, and now, at the 100th anniversary of the initial publication of this outstanding book, we wish to reissue it and include commentary from leading Indian scholars of Christian missions. Some language in the original text has been updated to be more culturally appropriate in today's context, and slight edits were made for clarity.
Foreword. Leonard Sweet. Life is a series of missed moments or seized moments. Take the case of Professor Martin Luther King, Jr. In 1959, the president of Morehouse College, Dr. Benjamin Mays, persuaded King to teach a course at his alma mater and to spread the message of the civil rights movement to students. Philosophy professor Samuel Williams was assigned to assist King to make it easier for him to fit this course into his brutal schedule during the academic year of 1959-1960. Only 8 students signed up. These 8 students, including Julian Bond, Amos Brown, John Lewis, and Prathia Hall Lynn, are the only people who can claim, "Dr. King was my professor." They are the only ones who can claim, "I was a student of Martin Luther King, Jr." They are the only ones who can call Dr. King their academic mentor. But even though these elite 8 had the good sense to take the course and seize the moment, they still missed their moment. Not one of them saved the syllabus. Not one of them took a picture with their professor. Not one of them saved any of his signed evaluations of their work.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?